Okay. Alright, we're live. Alright. Hello, YouTube. Scamp the Wolf here, coming at you with another video for your viewing pleasure. And today we're going to be talking about the RAZZIE nominations and the Oscar nominations. I have not looked at the Oscar nominations yet. I've only looked at the RAZZIE nominations because they were yesterday. So I'm just going to go through the RAZZIE ones real quick. I'm not looking at anything related to the Oscars or anything. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the RAZZIEs right now. So I'm just going to do that real quickly here. There are 10 or so awards here. There's a category that's dedicated to Bruce Willis. If you don't know, Bruce Willis had a lot of terrible roles. And I don't know anything about the movies that he did. American Siege, Apex, Cosmic Sin, Deadlock, Fortress, Midnight in the Switchgrass, Out of Death, and Survive the Game. I don't know much about any of those. I know American Siege got negative reviews and all that, but whatever. Worst screenplay: Diana the Musical, Karen, The Misfits, Twist, and The Woman in the Window. This is the last time we'll see Diana the Musical here, or Karen, or The Women in the Window. There's tons of others that have gotten nominated here before. Worst prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel: Karen, Space Jam: A New Legacy, Tom and Jerry, Twist, and A Woman in the Window. I don't know. Maybe Tom and Jerry, because honestly, that movie, that would be my pick. If I was running this award show, I'd pick Tom and Jerry, because that's a disgrace, an absolute disgrace to the Tom and Jerry, the classic stuff. Even the freaking animated movie they did in the 90s, that isn't great, but man. Worst screen combo. Here, any klutzy cast member and any lamely lyricized or choreographed musical number: Dinah the Musical. LeBron James and any Warner cartoon character or Time Warner product he dribbles on: Space Jam: A New Legacy. Honestly, the Warner cartoon character, I saw Space Jam: A New Legacy, and honestly, it wasn't that bad, but I can understand why LeBron James would turn people off in it. That's just me. Weirdly enough, Jared Leto is on here, and either his 17-pound latex face, his geeky clothes, or his ridiculous accent, House of Gucci. Jared Leto, that could be because people don't like Jared Leto. Ben Platt and any other character who acts like Platt singing 24/7 is normal. Dear Evan Hansen. I never saw Dear Evan Hansen. And Tom and Jerry in Tom and Jerry, and aka Itchy and Scratchy, whatever. I mean, from what I heard, Tom and Jerry weren't the ones that wasn't the thing that was terrible about Tom and Jerry. It was everything else, but I have enough of that on DeviantArt, so whatever. Worst supporting actress: Amy Adams in Dear Evan Hansen, Sophie Cookson in Infinite, Erin Davey in Diana the Musical, Judy Kaye in Diana the Musical. She's up for 2 roles. Taryn Manning in every last one of them. Worst supporting actor: Ben Affleck in The Last Duel. Oddly enough, that got a lot of good reviews, so it's weird that that's on here. Nick Cannon in The Misfits, Mel Gibson in Dangerous, Gareth Keegan in Diana the Musical, and Jared Leto in House of Gucci. Also, House of Gucci is an Oscars darling, so should get good reviews and stuff. Got good reviews just like The Last Duel, so it's weird that they picked those 2 films in their awards ceremony this year. Worst actress: Amy Adams in The Woman in the Window, Gianna DeWall, whatever her name is, Gianna DeWall, whatever, in Diana the Musical, Megan Fox in Midnight in the Switchgrass, Taryn Manning in Karen, Ruby Rose in Vanquish. And worst actor: Scott Eastwood in Dangerous, Ro Hartranft whatever that name is, in Diana the Musical, LeBron James in Space Jam: A New Legacy, Ben Platt in Dear Evan Hansen, and Mark Wahlberg in Infinite. Again, I can understand why LeBron James is up for Worst Actor because it's, but whatever. But like, if you didn't like Space Jam and New Legacy, that's fine. But whatever. That's the only one I saw. Now into Worst Director: Christopher Ashley, Diana the Musical, Steven Chbosky, whatever however you pronounce his name, and Dear Evan Hansen, Coke Daniels and Karen, Rennie Harlin in The Misfits, and Joe Wright in The Woman in the Window. And finally, for Worst Picture, Diana the Musical, Infinite, Karen, Space Jam: A New Legacy, and The Woman in the Window. Probably the winner would probably be Diana the Musical. It's up for a lot of awards, but Karen, I don't know. I know what Karen is. Karen's like a horror movie about like the Karen stereotype or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna win on this. So, I barely saw any of these. The only one I saw is Space Jam, and I am avoiding the Tom and Jerry remake because that one sucks. And because I know it sucks, and that should have been up for Worst Picture because it's more of a slap in the face to that franchise than Space Jam is to Space Jam: A New Legacy or whatever. Because Space Jam is fun and stuff. So I don't know why. Um, I actually do know why, but I just don't understand it. For me, like, maybe it's just my opinion or whatever, but Tom and Jerry is way more of an insult than Space Jam: A New Legacy. Maybe it's the one that everybody said is terrible, but whatever. Anyway, I have not seen the Oscars. I know they were announced today, so I'm looking at that right now. I already know it says Power of the Dog leads with 12 nominations. And I pretty much know what those are going to be. So, it's a lot of nominations for that movie. So, let's just take a look at the nominations and we'll see what's up. So, Best Visual Effects. I'm going backwards from what it has on Wikipedia. Best Visual Effects: Dune, Free Guy, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and Spider-Man: No Way Home. Those are best visual effects. And I wonder, I'm thinking here, like, probably No Time to Die because those, I think there's a lot of authenticity in those effects. Like, with Shang-Chi and Spider-Man, it's basically CGI, but it's good, but it's just what the CGI is and the visual effects aren't what make those movies good or anything like that. Spider-Man: No Way Home, of course, is good because it's an awesome story. It's probably one of my favorite films of the year. Best film editing: Don't Look Up, Dune, King Richard, The Power of the Dog, and Tick Tick Boom. So that's how well it's edited. I have an impression that Dune is going to be nominated for a ton of awards. Best costume design: Cruella, Cyrano, Dune, Nightmare Alley, and West Side Story. Uh, I don't know. Cruella's outfits look awesome. I saw Cruella. I didn't see any of the others. But I don't know. Maybe the award would go to West Side Story or like Nightmare Alley. Maybe. I'm not really sure. Best film editing would probably. I don't know because like I never saw any of the films. I don't know how well they're edited or anything like that. So I I just don't really know. Maybe Power of the Dog because I saw it had 12 nominations, but whatever. All right, best makeup and hairstyling: Coming to America. I heard that was terrible. That movie was terrible. I don't know why Coming to America's on best makeup, but okay. Cruella, Dune, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, and House of Gucci. Again, maybe Cruella would be my personal choice because I didn't see any of the others, but I have a feeling it would probably go to House of Gucci. Best cinematography: Dune, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story. From what I saw of West Side Story, that had the best direction or cinematography or whatever. It looked grainy and all that stuff. It looked like vintage. It looked cool. I think I didn't see Power of the Dog, but I'm pretty sure that would be an awards darling or whatever on this awards thing. Nightmare Alley, maybe, I don't know. Best production design: Dune, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story. I don't know. Uh, West Side Story would be a go-to. I don't know what else would be. I haven't seen Belfast yet, but that's about to change because Best Sound, Belfast, is the one. And then Dune, No Time to Die, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. No Time to Die is the only one I saw out of the list of films, so probably that one would be my biased pick. Um, but I don't know, maybe Dune or West Side Story. Like I don't know if Belfast and The Power of the Dog are like really sound like you go to them for sound. I haven't seen the films, but I can pretty much tell. Like they seem like quieter films to me. I don't know if anyone else gets that impression, but whatever. Best original song: "Be Alive" from King Richard. The song is by Beyonce. Yep, it's by Beyonce. Dos Arguitas from Encanto. That's by Lin Manuel Miranda. Um, it's from the film Encanto. Um, I don't know. Down to Joy from Belfast. It's by Van Morrison. No Time to Die by Billie Eilish. And Somehow You Do by No Time to Die is from No Time to Die, of course. And Somehow You Do from Four Good Days from Diane Warren, who's writes all these best original songs and stuff. If you remember, she wrote the Titanic one. She wrote that How Do I Live song from Leanne Rimes and Trisha Yearwood. So, whatever. Um, Best original score: Don't Look Up, Dune, Encanto, Parallel Mothers, and The Power of the Dog. Here. I don't know which would win. Uh, Dune, I guess. Best animated short film: Affairs of the Art, Bestia, Box Bout, Robin, and Windshield Wiper. I don't know. I never saw any of those animated short films. So, best live action short film: A la Kachu, Take and Run. I don't know that one. The Dress, The Long Goodbye, On My Mind, and Please Hold. I don't see short films really. So I have no idea which would win, and that would be the same for the documentary one as well. Um, the documentary short subject: Audible, Lead Me Home, The Queen of Basketball, Three Songs for Benazir, and When We Were Bullies. And the best documentary feature for Ascension, Attica, Flea, Summer of Soul, and Riding with Fire. Um, the thing is, Flea actually is an animated one. I think that was nominated for the Golden Globe for animated feature. So, whatever, I guess. Best international feature film: Drive My Car, Flea, The Hand of God, Lunana, A Yak in the Classroom, Lunana, whatever, however you say that word, and The Worst Person in the World. Those films, I never saw any of those films. But here's a category that I do have a little bit of knowledge about: Best Animated Feature Film: Encanto, Flea, Luca, The Mitchells versus the Machines, and Raya and the Last Dragon. Now, if I ran this award show, it would be Raya and the Last Dragon because, one, it's the only movie out of the ones I saw. I did see clips of Luca, but whatever. But Raya and the Last Dragon would definitely be the one that would win. And I think that would be, if I did see all five of the animated films, Raya and the Last Dragon would be the one that would win the award for sure. But I have a feeling it will probably go to Encanto because that seems like it would be an awards darling, I guess. But I don't know if Encanto's would really be as good as Raya and the Last Dragon here because this is some stiff competition because you also have to remember the Mitchells versus the Machines got a lot of critical acclaim. Luca has, of course, the Pixar seal on it. Flea could be the underdog of this whole thing. Um, I just think Raya and the Last Dragon had more effort. To be honest, it's different. It's not just a musical or whatever. It's more than that, I think. Like, I know Encanto has Byron Howard on it and stuff like that as one of the people behind it, but who did Zootopia. But I don't know, Encanto like would not be my pick. Would not be the one I'd go for if I ran this award ceremony. It would be for Raya and the Last Dragon because like I love Raya and the Last Dragon a lot. Best adapted screenplay: Coda, Drive My Car, Dune, The Lost Daughter, and The Power of the Dog. Best original screenplay goes for Belfast, Don't Look Up, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, and the Worst Person in the World. I don't know which ones would win. Best Supporting Actress: Jessie Buckley in The Lost Daughter, Ariana DeBose in West Side Story, Judi Dench in Belfast, Kirsten Dunst in The Power of the Dog, and Anjanou Ellis in King Richard. Like, I don't know, maybe Ariana DeBose, maybe Judi Dench. Uh, Best Supporting Actor: Ciarán Hinds, however you say that name, in Belfast, Troy Kotzer in Coda. Kotzer, I don't know how to say that word. Jesse Plemons in The Power of the Dog, J.K. Simmons in Being the Ricardos, and Cody Smith McPhee in The Power of the Dog. Maybe Cody Smith McPhee. I think he won the best at the Golden Globes. I don't know much about anything, but like either him or someone else. I don't know. Best Actress: Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman in The Lost Daughter, Penelope Cruz in Parallel Mothers, Nicole Kidman in Being the Ricardos, and Kristen Stewart in Spencer. Um, I don't know. Um, it would probably go to Jess. I don't think so. Maybe I just don't really know what would go for Best Actress because there's no Power of the Dog or Belfast on here. It's just other films. So I don't know how well the other films in that are like fair. Lady Gaga's not on here for Best Actress. That's surprising. Like, there's no like surefire like. Oh yeah, that would definitely win. There's like other things that I just don't really know. Um, and also I don't know if there's any black actors or not. Like that's a big thing. Like that they want to do. Like I know there's a black actor on Best Actor, but we'll get to that. There's two of them actually, but like um, and there's some. Yeah, there's definitely some that I'm seeing. So yeah, that's good. Um, and Best Actor: Javier Bardem in Being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch in The Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield in Tick Tick Boom, Will Smith in King Richard, and Denzel Washington in The Tragedy of Macbeth. So Will Smith would be my pick because he won the Best Actor at the Golden Globes, but you know the Oscars like to play a little bit of tricks or whatever. Like someone else might win, Andrew Garfield might win. I don't know. And now we're going to Best Director: Kenneth Branagh in Belfast, Ryusuke Hamaguchi in Drive My Car, Paul Thomas Anderson in Licorice Pizza, Jane Campion in Power of the Dog, Campion, whatever, however you say it, and Steven Spielberg for West Side Story are the nominations for Best Director. I don't know. There's female ones in here, which is good. There's one female, which is pretty good. Um, it, we don't have to hear Oscars so white or Oscars so male again. That's the thing. And now, for Best Picture, we have Belfast, we have Coda, we have Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. And there's 10 awards for Best Picture here. So I know that the three major ones that were all getting a lot of the attention are Belfast and The Power of the Dog, and I'd have to say Licorice Pizza or West Side Story or Dune or something like that. I know that Belfast and The Power of the Dog are close to winning. It would go to I think my prediction for Best Picture, it would go to Belfast or The Power of the Dog. Either of those two films, because those two seem to get a ton of the nominations this year from the Golden Globes into the Oscars this year. So that yeah, both of those films would definitely have a chance. So yeah, it's pretty much like I know that House of Gucci got snubbed a little bit. There was only one nomination where House of Gucci was on there. I'm trying to remember which one that was. I'm gonna go back here. It was in Best Makeup, I think. House of Gucci wasn't nominated for anything else. It was just nominated for one award. Um, Cruella got more nominations than House of Gucci, which is interesting. Yeah, I'm just looking here. We have 12 nominations for The Power of the Dog, 10 for Dune, 7 each for Belfast and West Side Story, 6 for King Richard, 4 for Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Nightmare Alley, 3 for Being the Ricardos, Coda and Canto, Flea, Licorice Pizza, The Lost Daughter, No Time to Die, and The Tragedy of Macbeth, and 2 apiece for Cruella, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Parallel Mothers, Tick Tick Boom, and The Worst Person in the World. So, yeah, I don't know. I was just looking at all these. Like, this is a solid. I'm going to see who got snubbed this year. Biggest snubs and surprises from the Oscar nominations. I see what people are. I'm just seeing. This is just for fun, I guess. Snubbed. Lady Gaga and Leonardo DiCaprio both got snubbed for their films, for their whatever awards. Frances McDormand got snubbed. Jennifer Hudson got snubbed in Ruth N. I'm just looking at all these other ones. Mahershala Ali got snubbed. Dune got a ton of nominations, which is surprising. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I hope there's no Oscar so white thing. I hope there isn't. I know it's not a big deal, but I'm just looking. It says there's no black women nominated for Best Actress. Who cares? It's all. I'm not trying to be like race or anything. It's not about race or anything. I'm just saying I would like black people to be nominated for stuff. It's just not about that, you know? So, and there's a ton of black women that got nominated for other categories. So, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. So, uh, kind of wish Spider-Man would be nominated for stuff because that was really good. Suicide Squad, I really wish that had some nominations because that's an awesome movie, I think. No Time to Die, definitely. I would put that at Best Picture personally. Raya and the Last Dragon, I'd honestly put for Best Picture, like if I ran the award show. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's some facts. Power of the Dog became the first film directed by a woman to receive more than 10 nominations. And Jane Campion is the first woman to receive 2 Academy Award nominations for Best Director. Flea is the first film to be nominated for Best Animated Feature Film, Best International Feature Film, and Best Documentary. Kenneth Branagh became the first individual to be nominated in 7 categories by virtue of his nods at Best Picture, Best Original Screenplay. West Side Story is the second remake of a previous Best Picture winner to be nominated for the same award. Mutiny on the Bounty was one in 1962 that won. His Best Director nomination is also his first time being the first filmmaker to be nominated for 6 decades, and Drive My Car is the first Japanese film to be nominated for Best Picture. So that's interesting. I've never heard of Drive My Car really. Um, I know that Don't Look Up, and Tick Tick Boom is not even on Best Picture. That's something. Um, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, pretty solid roster here. You got a pretty solid. Uh, you got a pretty solid roundup here for the nominations this year. So hopefully, when it's televised on March 27th, 2022, I will do another stream talking about my reaction to those. So I don't want to waste anybody's time. This is really quick. So let me know in the comments what you think about the Oscar nominations and the RAZZIE nominations too. What do you think about them? What do you think about the films and all that? What would you have if you ran the award show? I'm thinking about now. Sing 2 isn't even nominated in Best Animated Feature. That's a pretty good film, I personally think. But that's not nominated because there's other films. So, and I'm personally fine with the Best Animated Feature. I don't have any qualms with that. So, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the nominations and all that good stuff. And I will be seeing you later. So, this is Scamp the Wolf signing out. Take care.